say the word and I will blast your fucking head off. Sharing with silence is comfort. Discomfort and bent blinds is a gun-wielding living room sleeping right next door to your 3 children. So how do we feed the poor if we can't park on the streets? The guns. Steer fear in the other direction? The guns. An erection is a warm pistol pointed at the wrong neighbor. The guns. Savor the flavor of salty people, the bloody mouths of running, scared police egos, the guns. The guns, the guns, the guns, the guns, the guns, the guns are coming for you. The guns are coming for me. So duck, hide, run for your memorial service, but the right to bear arms is the only thing bulletproof in this situation. The guns will outrun us. The guns are locked and loaded in fear that the guns will be taken from us. The guns will not be enough to save us from the guns.
New shit.
New shit? That's new?
When I was first prescribed antidepressants, I took them for a while and then stopped. Wanting to see if I had placebo affected my way into happy, hoping that I had them. My sad was as simple as mind over matter, or rather, I hoped I was making this shit up. That the abyss I found myself in was one of my own creation, that all I needed was a hard reset, a metaphorical unplugging, a turning off and on again. I hoped that my mental instability would work on the same binary code as a MacBook Pro or Windows, needing only the press of a button or the removal of a cord. I wondered if I could take my pain into my own hands, hold it there long enough until it stops begging for release. You see, I used to wear neurotypical like a badge of honor. Throughout the words depression and anxiety, like old nail clippings, pieces of me that I swore didn't exist after they were gone, knowing it was only a matter of time before they grew back. I told myself if there was no diagnosis, there was no disease. I mean, I did always want to be the normal one in my family, as if running away from narcissism could do anything to rid myself of its PTSD. I left my mother's house at 17, left behind the things that scarred me, thought I left behind the past, the pain. You see, it has a way of lingering in hard drives, showing up in between your Facebook memories, showing up as you lay, laptop closed, shrouded in vulnerability. And therapy was not rectification, but the monster hiding in my closet, waiting to tell me that I was just another broken PC, and the last thing I ever wanted to be was broken. I stopped taking my antidepressants because I hoped that I could handle it, be machine enough to control my emotions, alter my memories, and delete the hurt that haunts me. Unfortunately, it's not that simple, you know. When a computer deletes a file, that shit's never really gone. Only made capable of being written over and over and over again, but nothing can stop it from being recovered by capable hands. I've never known hands more capable than those on the other end of a trigger. No targets more ready for a bullet than the ones you tried to overwrite. I stopped taking my antidepressants one night because I had to learn for myself that depression, y'all, it's real, it hurts, but Cymbalta can help.
Yeah! Yeah, guys! I'm going to do some audience participation haiku. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah!
No! An audience participation haiku is where I'm going to do a haiku, but you guys get to do the last line, and the last line for all these haiku is the same. It's a haiku is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 5 syllables. An ancient Japanese art form. It's really fucking simple. The last line for this is your 5 syllables are just pick out some shit. So can we try this?
Just pick out some shit, Chris.
Perfect. George, I know where you parked, dude. Got good and wasted. Off to Valero, and now I'll
Just pick out some shit, Chris.
just want junk food, a soda, chips, and a hot dog.
Just pick out some shit, Chris.
64 ounces, big gulp of Dr. Pepper.
Just pick out some shit.
Hershey's with almonds has to go with Big Red.
Just pick out some shit, Chris.
I mentioned that this was inspired by some pot brownies.
Just pick out some shit,
Okay, but
Chris!
that wasn't part of a poem. Okay. The door opens wide, and in walks Officer Bob.
Just pick out some shit! Arrest him!
Okay, don't panic. Bob's not watching me.
Just pick out some shit and drive the
Bob
fucking
found the
car.
donuts. Got hypnotized. Now I can.
Just pick out some shit
Thank you, guys.
and drive the fucking car! No, don't drive the building!
Corey in the house!
A birthday tribute to my metal heroes.
Oh shit.
The Sea of the Deathcore Flames. While the young assholes born in the mid-90s like Lil Pump and other fools tarnish today's rap industry with auto-tune, repetitive mumbling and bullshit that divides us, one young metalhead, William Ramos, now 29 on May 31st from New Jersey, forged a path of his own that unites us. 14 years old, the souls of Lamb of God and Whitechapel may have reached his DNA. The Swedish Titans from 1990 in flames still remains his vice to this day. Learning the ropes like being bitten by a spider, gaining power but vocally in the metal kingdom. His early 20s, stepping on the deathcore throne with a crowd with many bands in sight. When Border Shore was left with an empty seat, he roars with all of his might. The summer of 2021, the hellfire in him burns in the studio and a live show. He may have returned to nothingness, but his 3 more anthems changed the deathcore flow. The domination of the old souls proved his presence be known. The faithful has embraced the flames he has set on his throne. 2022, which his album Pain Remains with his breakdowns in line. He awakened the sleepy dreamer with his screams, pouring his heart and soul as he has grown cold as he crashed into the earth. Omnipotent in a fever dream, he is the one, he has touched the sun. All rise and fall with a flesh and bone from within, as he is absolved with a design with a legacy that lives on. Staring into the abyss, but setting him free from the undoing of the glimmer of light. Behold the wrath of the new king, but his memories of pain remain. Dancing in the flames through a world without a soul he loves, he disappears. Not only he leaves the stage in the sea of flames, he set ablaze the 2022 Grammy stage, with several pop artists scared shitless, and rappers including Jay-Z loving the destruction.
Yeah.
William, the young soul of deathcore, continues to burn with his motormates, suicide silence and all. Happy belated birthday to the headbangers, Mandycore.
Yeah!
No shit!
Shit that's new!
With the notion that some of us are counting days to Halloween, I love me some horror. I really do. No cheesy poof movies where the dumb blonde dies first, or we reminisce about what we did last summer type of shit. Where the setting begins with high school students in a cabin by a lake and predictability at its best. So let me talk about horror in my life. The type of horror that makes you nervous. Because we are from Texas, and there's some spooky shit out here. Number 1, horror is knowing Texas was Mexico indigenous land, and you can walk barefoot now, but you must purchase a $5 permit. Number 2, selling your eye is illegal. And here I was thinking, doing as I wish with my fucking uterus was bad enough. Number 3, drinking 3 sips of beer in a row in a room while standing is illegal. Number 4, flirting with your eyes and hands in San Antonio, Texas is illegal, so there better be something in your fucking eye. Number 5, owning more than 6 dildos is illegal. Someone call the fucking popo on me, please. Number 6, eating someone else's trash is illegal, meaning you knew better than to think I couldn't call my ex my leftovers, and there you were going to my fucking trash. Number 7, there has been 35 mass shootings in Texas so far. Number 8, Our politicians think that thoughts and prayers while attending NRA meetings will lower these numbers. Number 9, these mass shootings continue, and these politicians continue sitting on their ass. Number 10, our borders are nightmares. 8-year-old Anavita Ney Reyes Alvarez died in Texas Border Patrol custody on May 17th. Number 11, Operation Hold the Line allows troopers to not aid drowning or thirsty immigrants crossing our borders, because we have some big and bright politicians in Texas. Number 12, Texas troopers asked to push children back into the water. Number 13, Texas prides itself on its book ban. 438 banned books in Texas in 2022. Number 14, Dan Patrick made it a Senate priority to pass measures that limit to school lessons about LGBTQ people, the college sports teams transgender students can join, and medical treatments that can be provided to transgender youth. That bitch lives here. Number 15, Greg Abbott is the governor of Texas.
Fuck him!
Number 16, Texas has Ted Cruz, who leaves every time Texas faces danger. That bitch also lives here. Number 17, and finally, again, Greg Abbott is still the fucking governor in Texas. Ooh.
This poem is called It's Hot Than a Bitch! Felt it from my heart all week. Man, I can't, this is old shit. Man, I can't wait for the day when environmentalists are like, all right, everybody, listen up, it's time. We have to start controlling all these blue whale, Bengal tiger, black rhino, Asian elephant, Borneo orangutan, bluefin tuna, Ganges river dolphin, green turtle, Indian elephant, African elephant, Borneo pygmy elephant, western lowland gorilla, Galapagos penguin, Indo-Chinese tiger, snow leopard, polar bear, red panda, Savannah elephant, Arctic fox, Arctic wolf, and macaw populations, because they're fucking everywhere now. The day that we stop scoffing at the man-made massacre of species and extinction of environments as if it were evolution, like we grew to be the dominant species, so it's normal that these little hiccups keep happening. But there is nothing natural about the way we bleed the air, scar oceans, and face down, ass up. That's the way we frack the earth. And if anybody is like, damn it, we have a tree hugger on stage, let me say, I do not consider myself a staunch environmentalist. Wake up every morning, stretch and yawn and say, all right, it's time to love some pandas. But I do say we need to wipe our own asses on this shared space called Earth. Man keeps fucking with the environment like Mars is the tits. Like we can even go there after this. Like the Paris Climate Accords was just some kind of a myth. Dumb fucks. We ain't got nowhere to go after this. You are home, B. I say this shit started when we lost Harambe. They say it's tragic that a gorilla was shot at a zoo. I say the tragedy is we have zoos, but we will dance our ass off for Doja Cat. I say twerk for Earth. Make that ass clap for the environment. Because it's an extinction level event that is a slow death, and we occupy a space and time worth treating right now. So treat the earth the way you want someone to treat your mom. After a long week, and it's ladies' night. She might have had a few margaritas, but she's maintaining her shit. She meets a guy or a chick because she wants to explore different sides of her sexual horizon. And they're really vibing, so eventually they go back to her crib, and the liquor is putting everything in a freaky deaky kind of mood, and she's been bumping Janet Jackson all day, so she's been down since lunch. What was I talking about? Yeah.
Some kind of
Earth.
shit with you. Yeah! Earth! Don't you be talking about my mama that way.
That shit. Don't be scared of the word fucking fat. Calm down. I called this girl out because she was being rude, and all she could come back with was that I'm fat. She called me fat. And I don't know if it was because she was another female that stood out, or because she herself was skinny, but I laughed. Fat does not define me. Fat might be an adjective to describe my physical appearance, but fat is not all I am. She could have said I'm selfish, a bitch, loud, crass, an asshole at times, arrogant. She could have said I act spoiled, entitled, or conceited, but she chose fat. Why does my fat bother people so much? Is it the first and only thing they see at times? I'm not sending my grocery bill or asking them to make me food. They have not invested in my beautiful fatness all these fucking years. You don't know my story or my struggle, and you don't help my cause either, because here you are pointing the obvious. I'm fat. Maybe you expected me to feel ashamed. Girl, my grandmother would tell me how I have a pretty face, but would be prettier if I lost weight one day. My dad would call me out because I'm a gordita. According to him, gorditas shouldn't wear short skirts, crop tops, and two-piece bathing suits. He would say he was doing me a favor, so I get used to what people would say to me in school. And many beat you to the punch about me being fat years ago. That is not an insult to me. That is what I've gotten used to by society. That is one thing I have to push through to show you what else I'm about. That is what I'm called by simple-minded fools that were raised with eating disorders in their own bullying. That is what your slow ass decided to attack me with because you couldn't come up with a better insult. That is your insecurity showing. That may be a part of me, but we can cure fat. How do you cure half-witted and ugly inside though? Porque estaré gordita, pero no estoy fea. Because if you say I'm fat and who wants to be with me like you did, I can send you references and how many times I've been proposed to because I bring my fucking soul. And people see past me being llena y hermosa because I don't lack love or partners as a tall-ass big girl in South Texas with its sea of petite, pretty girls. So next time you want to insult me, think a little harder beyond my fat. Next time, call me an anxious little girl who survived rape and used food as an escape. Call me the teenage girl knowing food is a dopamine instead of drugs. If you want, call me fat. Then also call my parents for being absent. Call the street irresponsible for not teaching me how to cope with my homelessness. Call my entire Latino culture out for feeding poverty with carbs. Call me damaged. Call me surviving. Just don't call me fat. Because I might laugh again and go eat your skinny ass, and that's a double entendre.
Yeah.
Second Peter, chapter 3, verse 8 states that with the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. That same Bible also says that it was on the 6th day that God created man. So if my math is correct, it took God 5,999 years to decide whether or not it was a good idea to bring human life into existence, which is to say that God had a choice. And I wonder if that was the last time in the history of history that a woman's choice, because God is a woman, we all know, that a woman's choice on whether or not to create life was not questioned, her autonomy not placed on an altar to be sacrificed to a man's ego, if that was the last time that a woman's body was not asked to be the fertile land in which someone may plant a seed, leaving her with no say in what she brings forth into this earth. You see, we tend to praise the farmer for planting, but shame the soil for not wanting his seed. How dare she not nurture that which was placed so lovingly inside her? How dare she let die something she was not ready for in the first place? How dare Mother Nature be so selfish? Bring forth songs of death instead of salvation. And the farmer says that all he ever wanted was to hear the sounds of life springing forth from her lips. It's funny how quickly he forgets that sometimes for the health of a plant, pruning must be done. Pieces taken away to help maintain the plant structure helps to mitigate the risk of broken limbs and falling branches. Choice stops women from becoming broken limbs. Trying to raise falling branches stops flowers from never blossoming into all that they could be. Gives them a right to their own beauty, a right to their own body. Do you ever wonder if God wished that Eve had a choice concerning Cain? If maybe, just maybe, given a little more time, she would have been able to raise a better man, one not determined to enact his own will on the life of another, one who understood that one seed plus one egg does not have to equal a lifetime of regret. But hell, even the dead have more bodily autonomy than a woman in Texas. It's like some people would prefer to make us corpses rather than protect us. Use the Bible as an excuse to take away our options, but God herself would not strip humanity of their free will. So who the fuck is a farmer?
Yeah.